Today, we're honored to welcome Dr. Alamgir Akhtar Khan, a distinguished scholar with a PhD in agricultural engineering and over 35 years of dedicated research. Dr. Khan's journey began in a small village where his early experiences ignited a passion for agriculture and mechanization. Starting with humble beginnings, Dr. Khan pursued his studies in irrigation engineering and innovated by developing a machine from leftover materials.
Then we tested 450 spray nozzles. Once we tested, honestly, none of the nozzle was meeting that parameter. Then Dr. Matthew gave me a couple of nozzles and we tested those nozzles. Results were amazing.
His dedication to food safety and ensuring that farmers are well informed underscores his commitment to practical and impactful solutions in agriculture. Dr. Khan continuously integrates modern ideas to advance the field and support the agricultural community.
Developed a mobile water spraying system. It improved not only its June dropping, means the quinoa or the orange that drops during hot summer season, just the application of water, we saw its size improved and dropping reduced, and this flavor and this juice content improved. This is very interesting.
Join us on the podcast to hear more about Dr. Alamgir Akhtar Khan's remarkable journey and his innovative contributions to agriculture.
I want to tell the audience, the viewers, life is not difficult. If you love your profession will give you the directions. How to move, where to move.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Zengit. You guys are aware that we are here to promote science and engineering, and we are here to connect bright minds together so that we all can have a bright future. You're aware about the agenda that with every podcast episode, we do have an ambassador from this science or engineering category. And that is obviously always we have a wonderful guest with us who are ready to share their experience with you guys, with all of us, so that we can take advantage and we can take some motivation out of that. So just like that, we have Dr. Alamgir Akhtar Khan today. He's a wonderful human being, just like our other guests in past. So he's a doctor from the University of Guelph, Canada, and he's specialized in remediation of petroleum contaminated soils and watershed management. He had this great academia background. He has this a lot of research and management background as well. Like he has spent almost 35 years of his life in research. So you guys can imagine like how rich we are going to get today in terms of knowledge when he's going to elaborate all of his research work and ideas he has gained so far. So currently he is serving MNS University of Agriculture as a coordinator or interim dean of Faculty of Agriculture. And I think I would not be doing justice if I do not let him introduce himself here. So everybody, we have Dr. Alamgir Akhtar Khan. Dr. Saab, welcome to our podcast. I would really like you to please introduce yourself to our audience so that we are all aware how wonderful human being you are. So over to you.
Thank you very much, Anika, for this opportunity and for the whole your system. I appreciate the way you are doing and trying to introduce the scholars or experts as science and engineers together. And my career is very simple. I started my life from the village. My background is village, and from there I studied, and then I moved to University of Agriculture, Faisalabad. From there I did my Bachelor of Agricultural Engineering long ago, and then I joined Agricultural Mechanization Research Institute, Multan. That is working purely related to the mechanization, means mechanized farming. Dealing with machinery, dealing with soil, dealing with water, and how to mechanize the system to reduce the human effect and make the system efficient. From there, I learned a lot of things, especially for field crops, orchards, and then irrigation systems. Then from there, I got the opportunity to do my master's from University of Agriculture again. That was about irrigation engineering. And in the irrigation engineering, I was challenged to help the citrus orchard growers to reduce the heat stress in the Sargodha area. And then at that point, we conducted our research and developed a mobile water spraying system. With the application of that system, it was amazing to see. And the local Kinno, it improved not only its June dropping, means that Kinno or the orange that drops during hot summer season. Then with the application of water, just the application of water, we saw its size improved and dropping reduced, and its flavor and its juice content improved. This is very interesting. Can I continue, or you have one question? I don't want to talk a lot.
Sorry. Hi. Thank you so much for joining us, and what a pleasure to have somebody, such an expert in this discipline, as part of our community, and appreciate that you bring in educating everybody on this. But as always, I'd like to ask you, I understand you mentioned you started a journey in the village, but what inspired you? Because like most of the typical families I know, they either say you got to be a doctor or lawyer or so how did you pick your path? Or was it something that it was designed for you? Was it because of the influence of the parents, or what really inspired you to go down this journey? What triggered you? And how early in your age when you found out this is what you really want to do, this is your dream or the path that you want to go down?
Thank you, Zach, for you're right. Like at that point, my goal was a little different. I wanted to be engineer, but not the agricultural engineer. At that point, and the agricultural engineering was just a new stream in the field of engineering. My father was civil engineer. Then I was motivated to be a civil engineer. But I got the admission in agricultural engineering. Now I feel, oh my goodness, this was the best fit in my life. Why? Because my background is agriculture. My grandfather was landlord, and we were having a lot of difficulty, especially for the trained, skilled labor. And my grandfather was feeling difficulty to expand the cultivated land under farming. And just tractor is not a complete mechanization tool. Tractor is one thing, but we need a lot of combination of farm machines to increase the land under cultivation. But if we increase the number of tools, then there is another question, which machines we should buy and which machine we should not. And I will give you an example. When I joined the Agricultural Mechanization Research Institute, in those days, Pakistan was having serious difficulty of yield in cotton crop. The major link people was considering, that was the pesticide, quality of pesticide, because control of pest was a very, very difficult task for the experts, not only the farmers. Experts were prescribing certain chemical, but that chemical was not giving control. At that point, Pakistan contacted the Food and Agriculture Organization, and under that umbrella of that organization, Dr. Matthew from UK, he came here and he asked to engage different expert. And I was so lucky that draw was at my part. I was junior. They said, okay, go ahead and join this activity. When we tested the local sprayers in the cotton field, and we got the observations from the leaf, from the air, from the soil, and all the targeted points. But unfortunately, 50% of the pesticides were reaching the target, and 50% were either stagnant in the air or reaching the soil. If they were reaching the soil, means affecting the microbes. If in the air, then human can inhale it. Like I will give you the example. If 1 micron pesticide or chemical we leave from the 9 feet high, it can travel 150 kilometer. Means if you are leaving it in the Multan, it can reach to the Saigon. The huge like a concentration and the challenge, how that we can control it, means the quality of sprayer or pesticide application technique. We were not having any funding. This is for the listeners. Honestly, I was not knowing how to develop a project, how to get the funding. Being in charge of a workshop, I just browsed around or saw the leftover material. And Dr. Matthew helped me, guided me how to develop multiple testing systems. From the leftover material, I just developed some machines. It was very interesting when once I developed that machine, then we tested 450 spray nozzles. We collected from all parts of the Pakistan. Once we tested the parameter we was knowing, honestly, none of the nozzle was meeting that parameter. Then Dr. Matthew gave me a couple of nozzles and we tested those nozzles. Results were amazing. From there, I learned, oh my goodness, the brass nozzle is not good and K metal is good. How can we develop it? And we engaged the local manufacturers, and they were not rich. They were just laymen. They were not educated, but they were knowing how to develop this kind of design. They developed, we tested, and results were amazing. And then one spray machine owner, he was sitting in Karachi. He got the information that there is one institution who those can test my machine, because in Pakistan there was no spray testing laboratory. And once he reached there, and he was laughing at the seeing our testing system. It was so rough, poor in quality. But once he started placing his machine, then he learned, oh my goodness, these poor quality seeing machines are good to determine the parameters of his spray machine. Then he donated some machines to us, variable speed motors and things like that. And gradually, my laboratory improved. And from there, we learned the technology. We invited all the pesticide companies in Pakistan, and they came in the group of 60. This was 2 days training and amazing result. Iran, they purchased maximum spray machine.
How much of a collaboration? I mean, how much of a support were you getting from the local governments or federal government versus academias, other universities, or was it corporations internationally? I mean, how did you put all this together?
Oh my goodness, this is very important question. At that point, I told you I was not familiar with the systems. How can we get the funding? This was most of the time my father in my local institution. They were big support for me. My director at that point, he was Dr. Rafiqur Rahman. He did his master's from Canada and PhD from USA. He was big support, and he was knowing if we prepare a proposal, research proposal, it can take a year or two. By then, our farmer will be facing a lot of difficulty to increase the yield. And we made the local arrangement, and we developed those systems. Those systems are even now, they have improved a lot. Some of the junior engineers, diploma holders, I engaged them and we worked together. This was a volunteer work. No doubt, after a couple of years, we got a lot of recognition globally. And that was the one reason I got admission in PhD. And this was the discussion I made with the supervisor in person. Then he was so impressed. Means they did something without resources, and he gave me the resources to work on a very important issue of North America that was related to cancer. People were not knowing why the cancer is happening. Then they found that leaky storage tanks in the soil, buried in soil for the gas station. We call it petrol pump here. Then the leaky tank, the gas or petrol was traveling kilometers within few months. And people then, with the rain that was going down to the groundwater, polluting the groundwater. From the groundwater, people were pumping and drinking that water. There was no smell. And some of the hazardous stuff was still sitting. Then from there, honestly, I got a lot of funding to work on it. Then we developed a local system to stimulate the microbes to eat it, to degrade it. And that's now commercialized.
Sorry to interrupt you, Dr. Alamgir, but Jack and Anika will agree with me on this, that your story is yet so inspiring. I think they should make a movie on you. I don't know if you've seen the movie The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. It was made on a similar concept where there was this village boy and he had no resources, and you know how he was again somewhere in the domain of agriculture. So, I mean, you know, we have unsung heroes like these in Pakistan, which makes us a proud Pakistani.
Rita, thank you very much. I got a lot of acknowledgement. I'm very lucky person. My students, honestly, in Canada and even in Pakistan, they are part of my team. Like last year, I was in Canada, I got sick. My student, I want to give the message to the community. If my student Lauren Ward can hear this message, Lauren Ward and her mother, because she was my student in 2009, I think. And at that point, I was just teaching a subject, engineering and mechanics. She was getting in her quizzes 0 marks. She was not in my class. And 2 girls, they approached me and they were not even able to pronounce my name. They were, are you Alamgir? I still remember those innocent faces. Now I call them my daughters. When I got sick, her mother gave me the video call. Alamgir, see, my room is now available. Please fly to Edmonton or Saskatchewan. I will help you treat. I'm retired nurse. I have a lot of link with the doctors. I'm very, very lucky person. But honestly, I want to tell the audience, the viewers, life is not difficult. Honestly, life is not difficult. If you love your profession, profession will give you the directions. How to move, where to move.
Doctor, just listening to you as Rita was also explaining, and I really want us to capture everything, and we may not be able to capture everything in one session, and just listening to you, hence what she's referring to capture this in a book and even a movie, it's not really far off, because from all these little things that you were referring to, and some of them scientific, as you were trying to kind of touch on and explain, imagine the impact that you had on other things besides what you were trying to accomplish.
Thank you very much. Now I'm excited to tell you another story. When Shaukat Aziz was Prime Minister of Pakistan, and he invited 3 federal ministers, like Dr. Jahangir Treen, Sikandar Bosan, and there is another guy, textile minister was Chima. He said, guys, our Pakistani cotton is hand-picked, but we are selling this cotton to international market on the discounted prices. While on the other hand, US cotton is machine-picked. Its price is higher than ours. Whenever we check its quality, our quality of our cotton is poor. Then what's the reason? Dig it out and help me improve the quality of Pakistani cotton. Because I'm in the cotton region of Pakistan, and again the mango region of Pakistan. Then my target in one or the other way are linked with these 2 major streams. Then I was not having access to big vehicles, no doubt. Government vehicles were there, but there was given just for the official visits. But I was thinking that where is the problem? Then problem I was knowing in the middle machine industry, that is cotton ginning industry. One is the cotton is in the field, then we have a lot of experts related to the seed and the soil and plant, agronomy and entomology and everything. But once we pick the cotton, then we have to separate the seed from the lint. That's small, medium size, a small size industry. We call it cotton ginning factory. Pakistan has more than 1,000 cotton ginning factory in the country, but none of them was standardized at that point. And no university was producing ginning engineer in the country. They were producing textile engineer. They were producing like fiber technologists, but never they were producing agricultural engineer that was dealing with the farm machines. But these middle in small and medium-sized industry is really not having the proper educated people. Only the skilled people. One was learning from the other uneducated people. They were working in this industry. We call it mystery. But there were those the mystery people, and then they got the designation of foreman. Then at my dirt bike, I was heading to those like mysteries, experts, illiterate people to learn what is the process of cotton ginning and where is the problem. How can we join hand to resolve those problems? They were knowing the problem because they were illiterate. They were not able to read the book. They were not able to read any website. They were not able to understand what is the major difference and what is meant by the standards. And from there, Prime Minister gave the task to my Minister of Tax Industries. The Minister of Industries told me by himself, he said, once he gave me the task, then I was really worried because my ginning industry is having the similar problem and we don't have expert in the country. Alamgir was sitting in Canada. Then my first publication was Prospects of Cotton Ginning in Pakistan that were published in Japan. And from that publication, they said, this guy has some knowledge, we should engage him. And they engaged me. I was so lucky, so privileged, like they trusted. They gave me a lot of trust. They gave me the independent vehicle. You can move anywhere in the country. You can fly through any airline, but design a new gin stand in the country. My team, we worked together, we designed it. And once we designed, then the minister said, okay, this makes sense. Now we can arrange funding for you guys. Then one industry owner in Bahawalpur, I have a lot of respect for him. He said, design is so appealing and so convincing, I will fund for it. Don't go for the procedure. If you go for the procedure, funding will delay for a year. We don't want to waste a year. Alamgir is ready to fly back to Canada. We don't want to lose his services. Honestly, they funded. It's out to Dubai. They gave me an appreciation letter. That's it. Then Zengit, he was the Federal Minister of Industries. He asked the GM of Engineering Development Board, Federal Government in Islamabad. He said, we should appreciate him. They said, we have given him the appreciation letter. Then he said, your words, Zach, for where the appreciation letter will help improve his kitchen quality. Then he gave me the cash.
Wow. And
then
again,
said, no,
in what year this happened?
It was in 2005. It was 6.
Wow.
Anika keeping track of all the dates, building a graph about
We
it.
were there, okay, yeah.
I mean, Pakistan, a major part of our economy is the agricultural industry. So, your contributions have actually given a rise to the economy, made things better for the country as a whole. Because we can't deny the fact that a major part of our economy is the agriculture industry.
True.
Yeah.
I'm resisting myself so hard to comment on like why we are still not growing because of all of this hard work. So I do not want to comment on my country situation, but yeah, that's great that I'm just reviewing the interview, the entire brief that I received for you, Dr. Alamgir, and incredible. And obviously, we would really like to have something which should actually showcase your efforts. Maybe some sort of short clip. We will coordinate with you on that maybe later on. But you need to be acknowledged. Maybe through this podcast, so many people will get to know your contributions, whatever hard work you have given to this country. But that's really incredible. I heard like you have like for the citrus you have worked for Sargodha. Jack, if you are not aware, Sargodha is a city in Pakistan which is very famous for citrus fruits, especially oranges.
So for
Very
your
good.
information, apologize, interrupted. For your information, I live in Orange County, California. So we are
Oh,
known for Orange County. But very hard to find nowadays, the oranges. But that's how it used to be. That's how they converted, because they realized instead of having cattle back then in 1800s, they realized they should switch to a citrus economy. And there's more money in citrus than cattle. That was their strategy. But go ahead.
all right. Now I'm moving forward. Moving forward to tell you like how did I start the new degree program that's new on the globe. In Pakistan, as we have all agro-based industry because this economy is based on agriculture. Agro-based industry, for example, rice mills, feed mills that make feed for the poultry and the cattle and the fish. Then we have the flour mills, huge big industry of flour mills. Then we have the genie factories, we have the oil mills, we have the solvent plant. Unfortunately, none of the industry has the relevant specialized technologists or engineers. This is unfortunate. Even all over the globe. Now USA has started degree on flour mill engineering. In China, even in China, they do not have a specific degree on it. Mechanical engineers, if you go there, they are not knowing anything about the raw material. For example, if you are working in the flour mill, then one should learn about the grain. What is the grain science? And what kind of benefit we can get out of the grain? And what is the end user need? One, like from the grain, one part is the end user need is human. Then we have to make the feed for the cattle, for the poultry, for the fish, for many things. But combination of everything in one chapter or in one degree was not available. Then I joined this university as chairman department of agriculture and engineer. At that point, it was difficult to get the approval for engineering degree, like agriculture engineering, because engineering council was having a lot of high standards. Then I thought, what should I do? For this period, I contacted the local agro-based industry owners individually. Then we came up with a certain like proposal. I invited all of them. Then I invited our National Speaker Assembly for Harima. He is highly qualified person. I also invited some other farmers who was having mechanization degree from USA, from Canada, from Australia, highly qualified people. Those were doing their farming. Then I also invited in agro-based industries owners. And I gave the name to this discussion, stakeholder discussion forum. Then I told them, like this kind of industry we have, this is the cluster around Multan and overall in the country, but we do not have experts. Do you need really experts? And then I distributed a form. How much economic impact you will get if you start this kind of degree? Honestly, it was very interesting to see. Some people said 400%, some said 500%, that was exaggeration, but most of them people said more than 40%. Then I reported 20%. If we see 20% economic impact, you can see in the country huge economic impact. Then industrial people, they joined hand with me, and we developed a new curriculum that was addressing all the agro-based industries. And in the curriculum, because they said this is small and medium-sized industry, then must include the subjects related to financial management, because we cannot hire the accountant or the big financial experts. The same guy should have the learning about the financial management, then human resource management. Then we also need the expert to have learning about the automation and robotics. And process engineering. Making story short, the whole curriculum, it took me 2 years. It was not easy to develop a new curriculum and get its approval from the National Technology Council and Higher Education Commission. It was not easy. But I'm very lucky, the local Chamber of Commerce and Industries, they wrote 2-page letters in support of my degree program. They said, we need it. This is a purely need-based degree program. And now my 2 sessions are already on. 100% students are sold. Most of the degrees, they were having difficulty to find job for the students. Today, I had a big session with my faculty because I was out of country for a couple of years in Canada, then I'm returned. And now I joined on, that's why it's interim. I was regular dean, now interim dean because I joined on contract basis. Now today I joined, asked them to come up with a specialized consultancy teams. My students, they are knowing about the fundamentals of the industry, but they should set up their own business to support the industry, because industry cannot pay them what they have the strength. This platform can help me to sell the services of my students. I will give you one example. One industrialist, he came to my office. He said, sir, you have trained some people. I really need just the girls, female engineering technologists. I said, why? Because he said, in the farm, in the field, most of the labor that's easily available or economically available is the female labor. And they are not comfortable if their supervisor is man. And they are not comfortable if their manager is man. I want to make a stream where field workers, supervisor, and managers all are female. Then I said, okay, I have the 4 girls. I invited, he hired the 4 girls right away.
Wow.
Right,
I know that Anika is going to ask you, what year was that now?
This was
Thanks,
okay,
Jack.
then this is tricky question. Maybe 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
But you see, this is why women on the rise. You see,
Yeah.
they're all in leadership positions across the globe.
You're
That
right.
makes sense 3 years ago.
You're very right. And now my new girl, her name is Arisha. Her father is real laborer. He is real laborer, means in the construction industry, he lift the bricks to provide to the mason. She got the gold medal in this institution.
Wow.
I salute those
Wow.
girls, honestly. And now, let me complete that story. The Dr. Faisal, who hired my 4 girls, then he said, sir, is it possible, like any one of your graduates, you train them for the hatchery so that I can get the eggs and then make them small chicken babies and then sell them. And I said, hold on, let me ask. I asked my attendant, go find Mamoon. Mamoon was here. He was not knowing. I was not knowing either. Like, he's interested for this guy. He said, okay. I asked him. He said, sir, I told you I need expert in hatchery. I said, just ask this gentleman. He said, what kind of expertise you have? He said, what kind of expertise you need? He said, I need expertise for the hatchery. Oh, yeah, sir. He started talking. Because my students are very energetic. I always ask girls, whenever I complete my lecture, girls, please come to the whiteboard. Tell me. Then initially they are always hesitant, because in our society, girls are shy. I make them brave because I have 2 daughters. My both daughters are doctors, and they are giving free service once in the month to our home village. to give the prescription
Wow.
to people free of charge. This is important. No doubt we need money. At the same time, we have to take care of our society. Those are really ignoring. Those are really
Giving back is in your DNA.
It's
That's what
very,
you're
very
passing
right.
on.
Very right. My grandfather gave the land for a school. No, we have to run that school. That's government school. My cousin, he came, he got all the repair from, he came from Canada. And people were saying, no, the owners are back. We cannot be back because we cannot live in that. But he really spent the money. And 4 years, every winter he stay here, and in the summer he head back to Canada to earn the money. Let me complete my task. Then he said, Mamoon, what you know about the hatchery? Then he said, oh, yes, I know. What kind of eggs you have? Do you have eggs for the peacock? You have the eggs for... He said, why? He said, because peacock eggs need this much humidity, this much moisture. And he said, what about the hen? Then he said, I have developed a hatchery, the small hatchery. I will, whenever you will like, then I will make a good video of my small workplaces. My students, they start hands-on work from very first day. Once they get the admission, they have to start working to make some new thoughts. New thought they have to develop. Then they own that thought to commercialize it end of the year, at the 4 years. Then he developed small hatchery and under the supervision of one teacher. And that hatchery, parallel he was making at home. His father was a really underprivileged man from the village, a private school teacher. Then our Pakistani people will understand 6,000, 5,000 rupees per month was his salary. And he was making little more money from the tutoring, private tutoring. Then he came
Which village was this, by the way? Sorry to ask you.
This is in Muzaffargarh. This is in Muzaffargarh. The guy was from Multan. In
Anika,
Pakistan,
you know where that is?
in Pakistan, all the villages are underprivileged. Many people, we feel they are rich, but they are not. Honestly, they are not. Then he made that hatchery at home, and he was knowing the hen with her wings turn the egg 360 degree in 24 hours. Then having that concept that he received from the literature, I was not knowing, honestly. I challenged them to conduct the review literature, give me the right proposals, and then contribute the money, because we were not having money. Contribute the money, develop the system that will be yours, you can commercialize them. End of the day, once they made, then industry people, they come. They gave a lot of money to my laboratories. One man, he's again from Canada because he was my friend. He arranged tier 3 tractor in Turkey. He donated that tractor to my lab, and my students are the pioneer to learn about the most modern tractor of the world.
Positive Nation impacts 21 million lives around the world. By doing positive acts of kindness around the world.
Every little gesture, every heartfelt plea builds a future where every soul is free. From every corner of the earth to every single face, we're spreading kindness, leaving a loving trace. We're Positive Nation, where hope lights the way. With 7 billion people, we'll rise every day. Through positive acts of kindness, let our voices sing. We're creating a world where positivity reigns. When the road is long and the night is cold, hold on to the love, let your heart be bold. In every act of kindness, in every care.
Join us and be a part of the Positive Nation community.
We're Positive Nation, where hope lights the way. With 7 billion people, we'll rise every day.
In Pakistan, we have the tier 0 tractor. I don't know about the
Sure.
Iran. In Pakistan, our tractors are tier 0. And that's a really big challenge in the country, because if you accelerate them, then these Rita and Anika will witness, they can see black smoke. Black smoke means unburnt gases. If unburnt gases are going out, then those are VOCs, volatile organic compounds. Those are established carcinogen. Especially in Lahore, I'm worried about Lahore, my loving city. And in the Lahore, like a lot of smog happens. In the smog,
Yeah.
we always complain.
Every winter season, this is the story of Lahore. Even before winters, it starts to pop up.
No, Anika, try to understand what I'm saying. We are all complaining they should stop burning in the fields. That's right. I do not deny that situation. They are saying we have to control blah, blah, blah. But they're not saying how to control tractor exhaust because we don't have industry, we don't have technology in the country. We as engineers, we know that. Pakistan has a tier 0 tractor. World developed tier 1 is if you see in your car, if you accelerate, then do you see smoke on the backside? If you see smoke, then you say engine is poor. Right?
Yeah,
but in
that's
tractor,
right.
100% tractor has the same problem. Then that tier 3 tractor is here. Now, my friend, he's a wonderful man. He suggested the European people, your tractor can get good market if you help the academic institution provide them your real tractor, let them get the training on it, then those will be your ambassadors. No, those farmers, the big farmers, they have started buying those tractors in the vicinity of Multan because they are knowing fuel consumption, fuel is a huge cost. From our tractor, they got the training. My students now ready to help the industry. Now Miller tractor has started thinking on it. Al Ghazi tractor, they have started thinking on it. My university, I'm so proud they trust me. They trust me. I never had any difficulty to sell my idea.
So we can see a hope in seeing less smoke in coming years.
Yeah, hopefully.
My dear, it's not possible. It's not the overnight solution.
What's the smoke situation? Hookah or smog? Okay.
Smog is combination of smoke and other multiple contaminations. Those are flying in the air. There's
Just like
dense,
is it from the textile or which industry is impacting it so much?
No. It's not the textile. It's in fact our neighboring country, that India, they are having a lot of source of smoke, and then because
things will get interesting now.
Excuse me.
I said things will get interesting now. Our beloved neighboring country.
We love neighboring country, but this is unfortunately it's happening. Unfortunately,
let's not point fingers, but you know where we're talking.
No, but he's right. He's actually right.
Yeah,
he's right.
But this is, I think, where and if anybody could speak to a doctor, it would be you. Like that scientifically, we're all connected, right? Somebody across the street does something, it will impact the crops in another country, right? So, as you said, our neighbors, they should be mindful of whatever they do, right? And we're all in the same planet here.
No, you're right, Zach, you're very right. Because not only neighboring country, ourselves in Pakistan, I'm telling you, like we are having tier 0 tractor. Our tractor smoke is in fact will be affecting other neighboring countries as well. This is the environment. Then someone have to take the step. How to protect our environment? This is the global environment. I should have said that our neighboring country, we are also contributors. They are also contributors, but we all have to join hands to find the solution. Now, from this platform, I am giving the message. Anyone who is thinking to have his own industry or one who is the owner of the industry, they should send their kids to this institution, get the training on the BSc Agro-Industrial Engineering Technology. They will learn fundamentals of their industry, then they can send abroad, any country. Maxima from China, he visited my institution and he asked me to share the curriculum with them so that they can replicate the same curriculum in China. 2 weeks ago, I visited 2 universities in Sindh to evaluate their mechanical engineering program on the platform of Higher Education Commission, National Technology Council. They were knowing about my program and they asked me many questions. How can they start that program in Sindh province? Because we are producing mango, we are not able to export the dry mango because we don't have experts. We are producing a lot of grain, and in these days, grain is sitting, like especially the wheat grain is lying in the fields. They are not able to sell it because our industry, many things. They are having the difficulty. If we produce experts, if the kids of the experts, they learn this, they will be having the confidence to install their own industry. That's very, very important to increase the export.
So
Just
where
think
do you
about
see,
it.
so this is one of the areas where you see potential collaboration globally? Is that
Very right. Even in Iran is our neighboring country, and you have a lot of agro-based industry. Then, if you guys send your couple of students here, they get the training here. We have the option for the international students. No doubt, this will be difficult for them to move, but Pakistan Multan is very safe city. Honestly, very safe city. And we have very good opportunities for the students to learn the applied knowledge, practical knowledge, not the theoretical knowledge. Our students, they work on the machines to fix them. And then they learn their theoretical knowledge, integrate that knowledge with the practical work. Because the university, this is someone, Rida, you can come here. Because you have probably some link here already, or maybe Anika, Zach is if in Iran, you guys can come here, you will see. We have the agriculture complex because all the agriculture research institutions are fortunately sitting here. And we have made the boundary wall. All institutions are now within the boundary of the university. Our students, those are studying here, they can walk to those institutions to get the applied knowledge. And they engage them to assign them the task to get their help of the additional knowledge. In Multan, we have now recently got like a simulation system. People can sit on the seat and from the screen, they will seeing the real field to learn how to operate tractor, combine harvester, cotton picker, all those machines. This is wonderful opportunity for the Pakistani people, even from the global people.
Sorry, can you repeat the university name for China that you mentioned over here?
Not a university name. That was a person who visited us. His name was Max Ma. He was an expert for the international linkage.
In China, right?
Yes, 3 years ago when I was here in Pakistan, probably right before COVID, 2020, 4 years ago. Then COVID happened. Then I proceeded to Canada because I was having some situation and I quitted this job. I went there. Then my daughter said, no, I have to complete my house job and come back. I'm here. I'm Canadian citizen. Half of my family is already there. Means my brothers, my cousin, and they have their own business up there. But I'm because academia, then I love to be academian because I went there and I was working with Memorial University Newfoundland Labrador. That is an island on the east coast of Canada. From there, my previous advisor, he asked me to come back to University of Guelph. From there, I flew to University of Guelph, and from here, remotely, I was working for them. I'm very lucky person. Honestly, I'm very, very lucky person.
So if we compare the challenges in the agricultural industry of Pakistan and the West, is there anything that you would highlight in terms of funding or in terms of academia? What difference do you see? Where do you see that we somewhere lack?
Yeah, very important question. The major difference is the cost of power. Cost of labor is very economical here, but training of the we need to make our labor really skillful. And then automation. We don't have expert for automation. Seed corporation has a very modern seed processing plant in Khanewal area, but in their aspiration system and many others, and there was having automation. They were unable to fix that. Then they just quitted the automation. Then they made the direct line. This is the problem. But now, like academic institution and the technology colleges, they are producing experts, like having the multiple expertise. In Multan, Volca food, if you Google it online, that's really no wonderful industry. Now Pakistan is exporting pasta. We were previously importing from France. Now we are exporting to in Europe because
That's
of
nice.
experts are here. They were worried about durum wheat. They was importing durum wheat from Canada. Now our universities, my university here, they have produced durum wheat for them. They need not to import them because pasta and all these noodles, they need specialized wheat and specialized processing. Very modern flour mill or process industry is situated in Multan. Now, Islamabad, they are making another industry, and the one guy he did his master's from USA. He is running one university in Gujarat, and the flour mill in Gujranwala. No local industry, they knew now. Oh my goodness, the flour, we need laboratory in our industry. If you have the laboratory, the equipment, then you need expert to operate it. Our university is producing those experts. I frequently receive call, sir, I need expert for the solvent plant. I said, next year. Would you believe? Next year. No, because I'm not expert, but I know how to make people useful. There is one guy, he worked more than 30 years in solvent industry. I contacted him. I requested him to come here and teach my students next year. He's very excited because we will not only respect them, we will pay them because they are expert. And if we don't make money out of it, at least my country will make money.
True.
My industry
That's
will
the
grow.
true spirit.
That's
You know,
my industry
honestly,
will grow.
listening to you, speaking of spirit, just listening to you, how proactive you are and constantly collaborating on all fronts. You know, this is one thing I really like about you, just listening to you and the type of personality that you have is not the average academia, I would say, right? The fact that you get engaged and involved and look for a solution and constantly trying to collaborate with whoever and having this open mind to, you know, collaborate with everybody strategically or not and come up with a solution. This is great. You know, this is really where I think our platform hopefully would definitely help people like you to even have a, a larger podium, and a larger platform to be able to collaborate much more. On that front, are there a lot of universities that you're still collaborating with, professors from other areas or
Oh,
companies on a global level, or
of
somebody on your
course.
list that you wish to invite to?
Of course, because I work with Memorial University, and once I move here, it was really, really, really very interesting. I served there for just 1.5 years. When I was leaving, Then vice president, he came to my office. He said, Alamgir, we will have a cup of coffee together. He was bringing 2 coffees in his hand, one for me, one for himself. Then he asked me, why you are leaving? Then I said, because my son has some health issues. He has serious health issues. There's one reason I always have to go to Canada for his treatment. That's the one important thing, because his brain cell damaged and he can't walk, can't talk. He has no senses. He is fully dependent for all activities of life. He's 23. And we even now make challenges. He cannot turn inside during sleep. Me and my wife have to turn his side. But we not take this as a situation to hamper our activity. Honestly, this is assignment given by Allah.
True.
And
That's
Allah
so
is helping.
brave of you that you are accepting that gracefully, and I'm sure like you must get rewarded. And I have best wishes for your son. May he get well soon if there is any way. But that's so brave of you, like the way you take care of
That
him.
the fact that he's so
Anika, we are
positive
Muslim.
with it, he's just so positive. With all of that, staying positive, it gets really challenging. But it's really an inspiration for me to see
You guys just
someone.
come here. You just guys visit Multan, see my daughters.
My family is actually based in Multan, so
Yes, he told me, like your cousin or
Yeah.
uncle told me about it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, see my daughters, my daughter, younger daughter. Honestly, my both daughters are wonderful girls. And my younger daughter was selected future leader of Canada. When? In grade 5.
Impressive.
that's amazing.
Wow.
Future leader of Canada in grade 5. And I was really astonished to see the procedure they adapt. Right from her like a learning situation, like in 2004, when she was in the kindergarten. They have the procedure to record the activities of student. Teacher just go into office, they put the information, and once they press the button enter, they do not have access. That information goes to the school board. I was not knowing it. My cousins, they were not knowing it either. Once the teacher came, she said, I was wishing my daughter, I was teaching my daughter, this is the procedure, and try to be the future leader of Canada. Future leader doesn't mean that the political leader. Future leader means those who can have the leadership role in any organization. And the teacher said, once they were giving the task to your daughter to sit with the worst boy of the school, the bullying boy, then we thought, oh my goodness, she is under observation now. And he broke his all the lead pencils, and then he torn his books pages. And the teacher asked, "Does you know, Ariba, this happened with you?" She said, "He need help. He's sick." Instead of saying he's bad boy, kick him out, she was saying he's sick. He need really help. These were the few examples.
Amazing.
Then end of the like in grade 8, the teacher was asked me to come to the school. Then I said, I'm very busy in my work in university. I was doing postdoctorate research there. Then the teacher said, no, you will have to. Then I said, what's the reason? My wife will be coming. She said, no, she has some awards. What kind of award? She said, in math and science. Then I said, okay, this is fine. I was knowing. Then she, no, you have to. Then I came. Then she made the round, and end of the whole session, she said, no, I'm gonna call the best students of the school, my 5 best students of the school, and on which our future will be running, on which our country will be running. And he said, what kind of? Then am I asking my wife, one day my daughters will come. Then she said, my future neurosurgeon Ariba Khan. And I was honestly, I was not able to control my tears. Means the best student of Ontario. And the school board is announcing a new future neurosurgeon. Then I said, I will need time. She said, okay, after the session, you can come to my office. Then I visited the office. Then she said, right from the first day in the school, teacher asked what you want to do. She was saying, my brother has some problem here in the brain. I want to find the solution. She was consistent on it. And in grade 4, she made a brain with clay. Then she made neurons with clay. She was picking this kind of project. And now grade 8, we are giving the title because his school and like his student number was showing she has a tendency to become neurosurgeon. And she's doctor. No, she's working hard to become the neurosurgeon. I'm so lucky for her. Honestly, I don't have words to and tell my stories. I'm very, very lucky person.
I think we would like to interview your daughters too, you know.
Sure.
Just inspiring
Not
all
only my
around your
daughters, my
family.
students. Zach, my students. One of my students, this is another example. His father is dean in agriculture here. The guy, he could not get good marks in his grade 12. He was in depression. The guy, the father brought his son to my home. You are good motivational speaker, teach him. This is not end of life. 3.5 hours they were sitting in my home. He did not respond to my single question. He was so depressed. But now he won 2 big awards in this university. One award is 40,000 US dollars. Now he has set it up his own company. Still he is student in master degree here. I want you guys to interview him. How much money he's making in these days. Who was a depressed student?
But what did you tell him? How were you able to inspire him to the point
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I asked his father and his grandfather, please never criticize him. Because they were saying, oh my goodness, he is a bad boy, he couldn't get good marks. I was worried. Why? Then he said, please, give this guy to me. When he came the next time, then I said, okay, now you are my friend. I'm not asking you any question. I have a small motorbike. You just sit behind me. We will go to the Fort Qasim. That's one fort in Multan. We went there. We had first the ice cream and then tea and then coffee, and then we were just chatting, just like friends, so that he can share with me his situations. Then he told me the situation. Then we both made the discussion for a week or so. Then finally we concluded we should get admission and work on his discipline, prove himself to be the best student of the university. He was motivated. I intensely picked his class to teach. All the time I was picking him. Get up, Simab. Tell me, what did you study last night? What kind of test? Every time then he was getting annoyed, but I was making him brave to speak in public. Then he made the projects. He's running his own nursery. He's producing mango plants, making a lot of money, honestly. And whenever he visit me, he always bring like new thoughts. Like he has engaged couple of students. Another guy, he was my student. Now he is earned Erasmus scholarship. He was from the son of my subordinate in previous office in Emory. He was he learned new skills here, and 2 guys was working with me. And because undergraduate studies, they publish their work, and there's a lot of information they earned, and they made a lot of work on the English. They got good score in IELTS. It was easy for them to win Erasmus scholarship, and now they are studying there in 3 countries of the Europe. And the one guy, he already got the job. He married here, and he told them I have to stay there in Pakistan because I'm married. My wife is there. They said, what is the qualification of your wife? They gave the job to that girl in the same organization because they were knowing. Both are from Pakistan. Pakistani people, the people from University of Agriculture in Multan, they are wonderfully trained. She will serve well here. She's already there. These are the many stories. Some people, those want to do their business, we have the examples here. If someone want to be having they run their own district, my student is running seed business here. I was asking, what did you learn? He said, sir, you told me how to get information from the international university's website. Then I searched the website in University of California, then University of Saskatchewan, and I listened to our videos and then applied the same technology in my 1 acre field, and I produced the oil seed. Now my oil seed had the better oil content, and industries after me to give their seed. Instead of seed, that was the technology. I did not teach them, but I teach them how to get that information from the internet instead of
True,
watching
true.
movie and
And
drama.
we definitely need people like you who can actually guide. I know there are a lot of opportunities, but because there is no one to guide these people today, a lot of information is available on internet, but still we need someone who can actually show us. So we would definitely take advantage of your this skill so that we can actually spread it out to our audience, like whoever is trying to connect with this community. So that's again something positive which I have derived from this podcast.
Thank you very much. It's already huge time. I don't know whether you will be able to
Yeah.
broadcast this.
We
It's
didn't
a
notice,
very
like,
long story.
true. We didn't notice, like, we are ahead of time. It was really, really interesting, and we really didn't want to stop this at all. You are such an interesting person, and it obviously feels like we have been connected from quite some time. It's not like seeing you for or having a word with you for the first time. Yeah, but unfortunately we have to cut it off because we have already consumed a lot of time of yours, and like I believe like you must be busy all day. So thank you so much, Dr. Alamgir Saab. It was such a pleasure to have you here. You're such a nice person, such a positive person. I believe this one session is not enough. We may have to conduct some, not one, but so many other sessions in order to cover all the areas of your expertise, your other skills apart from your this degree, which actually you are spreading out to your students and everybody. So thank you so much for your time. We'll stay in touch. Rida, Jack, anything you would like to add for Dr. Alamgir Saab?
I will
Doctor, I
say,
mean,
Jack, can I see you? You are hiding.
Oh,
I want to
oh,
see.
yeah,
we will do one session.
would love
One.
to. Next session. Sorry, I'm in
Next session,
China
okay.
right now, and would love to, because honestly, and I was gonna, dive into this, the positive side of you, and I really wanted to learn more. And I know time is limited right now, and hopefully we could have more discussion with you. But honestly, so much is just coming out of this conversation, just listening to you, and there's so much to dissect. It's like and it was just very inspiring, really, just listening to your story, your journey, your achievements, but also at the human level, and all that you have done. And it's just really, we need more positive people like this in the world. And if they're scientists and engineers, even better, you know. So I just wanted to really applaud you on that. And, such a joy listening to you. And hopefully we get a chance to dive into more and learn more from your stories and everything. Okay.
You're very welcome. Zach,
Rita?
where are you sitting at this point? You are in Iran or in
I'm in
USA?
Shanghai. No. I live in California, USA, and I'm right now in Shanghai and Asia. And yeah, I'll be here for the next few weeks. And but that's why I was trying to find out which universities here, because I've worked with majority of universities here, and even the agriculture departments here. That's why I'm trying to figure out more collaborative effort between various countries, and especially in your field, because
I will love to.
it's
I will love to have your support if you can introduce our agro-industrial engineering technology degree program in any relevant university in Shanghai, so that my students can go there and integrate their skills and come back to Pakistan or maybe anywhere in the globe to offer their services. This will be from your end. Probably this will be the first step. You can help my students and get the education, because China is very welcoming and they really provide a lot of opportunity to many other disciplines, but this discipline is not in their list. Somehow, if you have the opportunity to see someone, well, those can include this discipline.
absolutely
Now
definitely
you
we
have
could
my
take that.
WhatsApp.
Yeah, we could. I think the team is going to set up a group chat that we could take it offline and discuss and collaborate on that. Can I ask you
Yeah.
one last question?
Sure.
Anika, don't look at me like that, but just one last question. We could squeeze it.
Please go ahead.
How would AI, do you think, impact or has it impacted what you have been doing? And
I will not say at this point we got any like benefit from the AI, but definitely is a lot of room because without artificial intelligence, agriculture mechanization is not possible anymore. Because we need intelligence system, and then artificial intelligence is one of the tool that help mechanization really make the privilege for the farmers and then end users, especially in the like farm labor is really getting scarce in the fields, and AI and robotics and then automation and these things are very important, and we are trying to benefit out of them. At this point, we will not say I cannot claim like my students are expert for AI. We are now starting new degree program of again the BSc Agriculture Engineering. Then that program, what I'm planning, my vision is to produce the students, those are really matching the global modern technologies, instead of producing students on the conventional paper degree. No. I'm not making my students to get just the paper degree. I want to make them to have real skill, those can apply in their discipline and promote the national and international agriculture. Did I answer your question?
sorry, I was asking AI to unmute me. No, just kidding. Yes, you did. Thank you so much. But yeah, I mean, here and there we hear a lot of stuff, and I think there's more sessions that we're gonna have with you and get into those discussions and some of the efforts that we know other folks are doing in AI, and then combining with your effort, I think is gonna be really amazing. Rita, you had a question. I think you were trying to.
At this point, probably I will not ask the question. Rita, you have a question? Yes, go ahead.
Oh, no, sir, there's no question. I just wanted to end this with an appreciation note for you. Not just you're one of the finest academics here in Pakistan, but also the fact that, you know, you're such an inspirational person. You've done so many things unconditionally and selflessly that we barely see people doing over here. So, you know, it's actually a hope for us that we still have people like you who had the opportunity to maybe live in the West, have a better life for themselves, but, you know, you chose to come back to Pakistan and, you know, teach the youth, the future aspirants, and enlighten them with the skills that you have. So we're really looking forward to be in touch with you and collaborate with you on other things for sure. You know, the people like you are not to lose. So we're lucky that we were able to find you. And I'm really thankful that, you know, just on one call you agreed and you were there. You just said, yes, let's do it. Thank you so much.
I hope our discussion will benefit to our audience.
Yeah, it will.
I think it will do on multiple levels. On multiple levels, it will help. Thank you so much for your
You're
time.
very welcome. You're very welcome. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank
God
you,
bless you too.
everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
This video is sponsored by Zengit, reaching over 1.5 million innovators. If you want to search something, you Google it. But if you want to get a project done, you Zengit. At Zengit, we're not just showcasing innovations. We're creating a platform where the brightest minds in STEM make their voices heard. Join us and be part of a growing community where innovation thrives and ideas take flight. Follow Zengit today